Welcome to Rook Island. Shoot first, ask directions later.
I think when you look at Far Cry 3 and you think, how is it a child of that which came before it? You think about Far Cry 2, a great game which I played and loved. There were a few things that we wanted to tweak though. We made sure that we listened. We made sure that we went onto the forums and listened to what people were talking about. And I think the one thing that sticks in my mind that people were saying is, if I pick up a weapon, I want it to be mine and I don't want it to degrade and fall apart or whatnot. I want to be able to get out there and shoot stuff and feel like I picked up the weapon and it's going to stay with me. And so we made sure that happened. We also focused on, we know we have a huge world. We know we have an entire series of islands for you to explore, but we wanted to make sure that you played the game the way you wanted to play it. So we built hubs that if you took them over, they became your spaces. Voss has all these different compounds all over the world, and if you can get in there and you can kill the guys who are in there, you can kill the pirates that are there, they become yours. And I think people were really looking for that, the idea that once you take over a space, it becomes your space, and you've got, it actually changes a little bit. So when Jason goes in there and takes over those spaces, you see that the world around it changes a bit. The pirates are gone, they don't respawn. And then you've got villagers that come in and you begin to see a little bit of society and you get a sense that you've impacted the environment. And then I think the last thing that really stuck out for me was, please no malaria. So there's no malaria. I think the reality is that when you think about Far Cry and you think about what it is, you know that you want to have a lush, beautiful, exotic, something that you couldn't find just walking out your front door, okay? It's at the edge of the map. It's in the middle of nowhere. And you want that sense of wonderment. You push back a palm frond, you step out and you see an environment, you're like, oh my God, can I go there? Yes, I can. What can I do? I can do this, this, and this. So artistically, the idea was to say, we don't want you to just see it. We want you to be able to feel the heat. We want the hair on the back of your neck to go up. We want you to be able to smell the jungle. It's got to feel that real. For us, when you're building a huge game like this, if you're looking for one moment where the team kind of went, everybody kind of went, ooh, we got something here. There was a moment where we were playing, and I remember very clearly we were watching other people play, and then we were playing as well, and we found a moment where we got to an outpost, and there was a tiger in a cage, and there was some water buffalo off in the distance. And you basically have this moment where, okay, what are we going to decide to do? And you shoot the cage, and the tiger comes out and mauls everybody, and then run over and start a fire, and the buffalo can come in and basically take them out. And you realize you can weaponize the animals. And a world of possibilities in terms of gameplay showed up at that moment. And I think when we put the controller in the hands of people at Gamescom, and we watched them play, and we only brought 45 minutes, and people were playing for 6 hours, we were like, okay, that was the moment for us where everybody went, I think we've got something. You look out at the world and you think to yourself, okay, there's a tiger, there's a whole bunch of Komodo dragons, there's a bear, there's a whole bunch of these animals that are out there, there's a cougar that's going after a goat, and if I can figure out a way to entice them or start a fire and drive them or go up and smack them across the face and have them chase me, I can use them as a weapon. When Jason starts the game, when the player starts the game, we want them to feel the same. There's that moment of, I don't know if I can do this, right? Everybody's tough during the daylight, but as soon as it gets dark, everybody's crying for mom, and we want Jason and the player to have that experience. And when you finally walk out that first moment, you think about, I'm in the middle of the game and I hear a tiger off in the distance, I'm like, oh my God, where's that coming from? By the middle of the game or by the end of the game, you hear that same tiger and you think, there's an opportunity. But I think the philosophy for us is, when you're making an offering that's this big, and you're trying to make sure that you have a rich story, and that you have shooter gameplay that people, if they want to, can just jump in and have a great time, you've also got to be offered something that, if you're the type of player that wants to just call up your buddies, sit down on the couch, and blow stuff up, you can have that too. So it had to be fun, it had to be frenetic, it still had to have that feeling of Far Cry, but we want to make sure that we keep the single player experience sacred. We want to make sure that we protect it so that you feel like you're that man alone in the jungle. So we provide an entirely different experience where if you just want to go out and have a blast with your buddies, you can do that too.